We're telling tales of the music we grew up with. That's the 70s plus more. So crank it up. Let's set the tone. It's more than music, it's the life we own. Take it away, fat man.
Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of Mick and the Fat Man, Series 6, Episode number 4. And g'day Mick, happy rock and roll to you, sir, and how are you travelling?
Mate, I'm great. I'm feeling really good, looking out the window at the lovely Australian bush with a light patina of rain on it. It's just doesn't get much better.
I always love a patina.
Yeah. That's a Japanese car, I think, isn't it?
I think it's one of the new Chinese ones.
Oh, right.
One of the new hybrids.
Electric. Hybrid, yes, of course. Yeah.
The hybrid one, yeah. I'm not sure about these hybrid. I think they're a bit of a waste of money.
Yeah. Well, they grow faster and they last longer.
Yeah, you still got to grease and oil them. That's the problem.
Oh God!
So I wouldn't worry.
I want a car that you just get a picture of it, take a picture. 20 years later, it still looks like the picture.
You want because I've seen this before, like on building houses. You know, that guy who builds houses in England. Not the guy. Has that show about people who build houses and they spend millions of dollars to build a house and and it all fucks up along the way and the weather turns shit because they're building a house in England and all that sort of stuff.
What, is that a cause and effect thing? Or?
Yeah, just because. Yeah. But I did see there they had this guy was going to paint his house with this paint that nothing stuck to it. So he literally had this bit of board, had this paint on it, stuck it in a bucket of mud, pulled it out, still white, beautiful white board. Mud didn't stick to it.
The things you see when you watch educational TV.
Hey, rabbit, the shit stick to your fur? Anyway, Mick, let's move on. Bit of feedback. You got any feedback?
Mate,
I haven't. I've got nothing.
Mate, I get stopped in the street.
Really?
Yeah. But it's not printable. You know,
people would stop you in the street.
They do, and it's not nice often.
Just to hit you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Thank heavens for my dog. It's look, I've got to tell you, one of my big bugbears is people who don't listen to the lyrics and just interpret a song as nice purely based on its sound.
You're a lyric man. You love your lyrics, don't you?
I do indeed.
In fact, you read them. You're one of the few people in the world that actually reads the lyrics.
Well, sometimes that's worthwhile. I mean, sometimes it's absolutely inanely stupid,
sure,
and the lyrics are stupid.
Sure.
But sometimes it's really, really good and it helps you. In one of my particular ones that I really hate, and we've discussed it many times on this program over the years, is Walk on the Wild Side, a song that I love. But really, using Walk on the Wild Side, a song about weird sex, drugs, addictions, all of those good stuff, using that to promote an expensive, safe, middle-class product like a Volvo, for God's sake, walk on the wild side.
In a Volvo?
I've got nothing to... Wasn't it a Volvo they were advertising?
Oh, probably, I don't know. Everybody had to pay and pay.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Well, I think that you do have to pay and pay with a Volvo. If you go and put it in for a service, you're going to be paying and paying.
It's like a licence fee, isn't it?
That's it.
But look, I've got no issue with products, doing advertising. That's all good. I'm not an anti-advertiser or anything silly like that. But I really hate the ad agency, dressed in fancy clothes, but not doing their due diligence on the lyrics and doing a bad turn by their customer.
Because the people that are now in ad agencies are a bit younger than us, and they don't know what the song's about.
Well, easily found out.
And they go, "Oh, I heard that attached to an Instagram," and it was someone, dancing along the beach sort of thing, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side as you dance on the beach. And it must be good for a Volvo.
Yeah. It sounds great, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, look, as you know, I've just moved to a new area south of Sydney.
Yes.
And it's got a great coffee shop just around the corner. Mm-hmm. Lovely coffee shop, great coffee, as I was saying. And I was talking to Sarah, one of the girls there in the coffee shop, about the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Anyway, sorry. I know we're in this new establishment. The only thing with it's a little bit echoey, I must admit, but it'll be fine. It'll be all right.
In here?
Yeah.
Well, it's Mick and the Fat Man Studios South.
Yeah,
and,
the southerner chapter.
Yeah, it is a little bit boomy, but we'll get used to it. We'll get a few hangings up on the walls and things like that, I think.
And if we run a curtain from the corner down there up here, that's only a run of about 40 metres.
Yeah.
That'll look all right.
Big
velvet curtain.
Big velvet curtain. That's what you need in a beachside suburb. Yeah, it's the way to go, isn't it?
Perfect.
Anyway, I'm in this new coffee shop and I'm talking to Sarah, and she brought it up. She brought up how people don't listen to lyrics.
Sarah did.
Yes, yeah, and I thought,
I'm in heaven.
I'm in heaven. You're a wonderful girl, Sarah. And anyway, so we talked about Walk on the Wild Side. And she said, "Oh God, yes, of course." And she's quite young. She's sort of the age of people that we're disparaging about not bothering to look at the lyrics. And anyway, she told me about a friend of hers who had a baby and named it Lola because it's such a nice song. And I had to ask, did she have a boy or a girl?
That's it's a nice song.
It's a lovely song, isn't it?
But mind you, Lola's never going to know much different because as Lola grows up, no one at school's ever going to know the difference unless there's some little smart-ass kid who reads the lyrics of the song.
They're going to find out because maybe their parents won't either because obviously the parents that age didn't know the song in its entirety.
And poor little Lola's going to come home one day and say, "Mum."
Yeah, and then
Freddie said I've got a penis.
Not going to appreciate the joys of, I'm glad I'm a man and so is Lola.
Fred wanted to look at my penis, Mum. I don't have a penis, I've got a vagina.
Yes, isn't it wonderful talking to children?
Yeah, fair enough too. Yes, well, there's plenty of opportunity for people to misunderstand lyrics from the 60s, 70s, 80s, probably even 90s nowadays.
Possibly.
I mean,
But I don't even know if it's misunderstanding. I think it's just complete willful ignorance.
Total willful ignorance. Move on. Now, Mick, have you actually found the Globite travel bag?
Mate, you know what it's like when you move? Everything's in cartons. So I've had to open 73 cartons to find the Globite travel bag. I don't know why we put it in a carton.
Do you think you would put stuff in it?
Yeah, well, it travels all by itself. So found it in amongst all the cartons.
Yep.
Took the carton out, opened the carton, and there's the Globite travel bag.
Hallelujah.
And it was only 15 minutes ago that I found it, so thank heavens, just in time.
And it already had already had show notes in it for us.
That was very, very, very useful.
Very fortuitous, if I do say so myself. Well, let's get it out and let's see what we can find in there. Maybe you could unlock it and see what's
Yeah, the one at the back. Remember that?
Oh, there it is. There.
Got it?
And just one other one there. I can just see it over in the corner there.
Yeah.
All right. I want.
Okay, got the zipper. All done. All done.
All right, good. Okay.
Look who's in there. It's Linda Ronstadt.
Linda Ronstadt. What a bloody ripper.
She was a ripper. Back in the 70s, Linda Ronstadt was a god, a rock god who had it all. And she was a beautiful woman with a stunning voice who finished the decade of the 70s as one of the highest earning performers ever. Right up there with Fleetwood Mac and the Beatles and God knows whoever else.
And I think we can put it, well, I don't know, do we thank her for being the driving force behind forming the Eagles?
That's one of her many claims to fame. And more importantly, she's the one who knocked Rumours off the top of the charts. Fleetwood Mac's Rumours.
She is an amazing woman, an amazing singer, and becoming so successful in that really deeply misogynistic era of music where it was so heavily male dominated. Yeah. And she just said, "Stuff you. I'll just make money, shall I?"
Well, she went and she did that. But one of the things that I love her music, I love her voice, and I love everything about her. But I do find, beautiful elfin face, and sort of, as I said, she's a beautiful woman. But she had a vocabulary that would make you look like a priest.
A bit of a potty mouth.
A bit of a potty mouth, our Linda. But nonetheless, that was good. In a very misogynistic industry, she managed to give it back as well as she got.
Well, let's get onto her a little bit later on, but I do want to get to something just before we move on to her.
Rock news. Everybody's talking about rock news. The fat man is bringing all the news and all the views. Rock news. It's rock news.
Well, while you were moving, and you wouldn't have seen it because you were moving, the Super Bowl number 60 happened in America, and holy moly. I think it was regarded as probably one of the most boring Super Bowls for the last 20 years as far as
How
the game.
could you tell?
Well, as far as the game was concerned, I didn't notice any difference, but it was the halftime entertainment that was the top of the pops. Everybody goes for the halftime entertainment. But let me just run you through a few of the highlights. I watched the pre-match entertainment as well as the halftime entertainment, and pre-match, holy cow, did it go off. So the match was between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. And for those who didn't watch it, the Seattle Seahawks won 29-13 with a brilliant kicking game. It was great, but it was a long slog, and it's a very long game. In fact, I said to my wife, "I'm watching the game," and she said, "Well, I'm going out to the bloody blah," and I said, "Oh well, I'll come and see you, say goodbye when the half is over." No, it was the third quarter was over. And so she said, okay, so I'm sitting there. There was 1 minute and 9 seconds to go for the end of the third quarter. She went up, she had a shower, she got dressed, stuffed around, and by the time she was about to leave, there was still 30 seconds of the third quarter left. It's so slow.
And only an American could define that as sport.
I know they find cricket to be a slow game that goes for 5 days, but a game that's supposed to be a contact sport, there is more time spent shuffling players on and off the field than there is actually running at each other. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, you wonder how they crack a sweat in that game.
Really
Probably because of the weight of all the gear they've got to carry.
That's right. But anyway, look, it kicked off, though, before there was some fantastic entertainment before the game. So around the game, it's a massive amount of entertainment and fun. We kicked off. The Green Day did a little Green Day medley before the game even started, and that was actually quite good, to be brutally honest with you. And then we went to the national anthem. Now, I know you're a big fan of Charlie Puth's work, or is it Puth, or is it Pugh? I don't know. You probably know better than me. But anyway, he did the national anthem. He was sitting at a piano, playing the piano, doing the national anthem.
Well, the piano is another great American invention.
That's right. That's right. Particularly the electric roads, which is what he was playing. And America the Beautiful was done by Brandi Carlile, the what is she? Sort of a country sort of music person, something or other.
Wasn't she one of the Go-Go's?
I don't know. Was she?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think she looks too young to be anything we'd know.
Maybe she's Belinda Carlisle's daughter.
Yeah. Could
just leave the light on for me.
Yeah, because she's a Brandy and not a Belinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's how you tell them apart. The names. Yeah.
But so I've got this is a bit of Charlie. This is the American anthem, apparently. So it's great, isn't it?
That's fantastic.
Who the fuck is this bloke? I've got no idea. But anyway, I'm assuming he's someone important.
Yeah, or not.
Or not. Anyway, that was fantastic. Now, I did a bit of AIing, and because, as you know, the big thing with American football or any American matches, it's what snacks are you going to have for the halftime entertainment show?
Yeah.
So I was looking, and apparently wings is the big thing in America. You got to have wings at the halftime show, and there was a big trend. The 2026 trend was the gochujang glazed hot honey buffalo wings. So
Always a favourite.
always a favourite. Get a bit of that Korean chili India, and buffalo chicken dip. I've never had buffalo chicken dip yourself. You a bit of a fan of buffalo chicken dip?
Not really sure of what it is.
It's chicken put into cream cheese. With
Is that all?
With ranch dressing. So you get a chook. So I think you go down Woolies,
All
get
right.
yourself a bachelor's handbag, chuck it in, barbecue chook, bachelor's handbag, and strip it off, chuck it into a bit of cream cheese, add a bit of ranch dressing, you've got yourself a buffalo chicken dip, apparently.
Fantastic. So not only do you get music and rock news, but you get cooking tips as well.
I mean, like in Australia, we get bagged out for the French onion dip, but buffalo chicken dip's kind of not much different, is it?
Not a lot.
A lot. Pizza's the other one. However, I did see JFK Jr., the Maha Supremo, the Make America Healthy Again Supremo, on the an interview, and they were inquiring as to what JFK Jr. might have for his halftime entertainment foods. And this is what he said.
Super Bowl Sunday today is a snacking holiday in the U.S. You are as the CEO of Maha, what would you have as a Super Bowl snack?
I am on a carnivore diet, so I just eat meat and ferments, and I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to probably have yogurt, and people can eat what they want. You can even eat buffalo wings, but you got.
He sounds like he's had some serious medical issues.
Yeah, he did. That's one of the wonders of the meth pipe.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, wow.
His whole university career was spent consuming a lot of meth, and it stuffed his throat up.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He talks about having some sort of bizarre disease, but that's not true. It's all drugs. Yeah. So you
Oh, yeah, RFK Jr.
and did I say JFK Jr.?
Yeah.
Yes, RFK Jr. I meant to say.
The JFK side of the family still stays the same.
Anyway, he's a complete nutter.
Yeah.
But can't you see, like, you invite him to your football show, you say, come on, RFK, come on down, and he walks in with a six-pack of yogurt.
As you do.
I've got a six-pack of yogurt. Anybody would like a yogurt. Fuck me, Dad. What a lunatic. So I eat meat and ferments. Oh, anyway, then we moved on to the halftime show. And you know who the halftime show is going to be, don't you? You got it. The largest Spotify person in the world, Bad Bunny.
Your current favourite.
There is not a better name in the music industry anywhere at the moment. And he was just out here last week. In Australia, we just had Mardi Gras week. Bad Bunny was here. He didn't actually show up at the Mardi Gras. He was at the big stadium, whatever it was, doing his show.
Yeah.
But in the halftime entertainment, we'll put the link in the show notes for those who didn't see the halftime entertainment. But basically, they turned the entire field into sort of a Latino corn patch. So, like we go and pick corn, like a cornfield. And then they had a house in there and all that sort of stuff. It was great.
I understand that over half of those dancers were later deported.
League
Yeah, they were.
to
Well,
the Apple
because
Music Super Bowl 60.
because
halftime show.
there was a lot of Latinos there in the show. So it was pretty wild. And apparently he looked a bit weird. He had this sort of footy jersey on. But apparently the reason it looks a little bit weird is because he had a bulletproof vest underneath it.
To save him from ice. This sounds good. This sounds like the sort of stuff I've been listening to for 30 or 40 years. It's great.
It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
I'm excited.
Anyway, it went on like that for quite a while.
Oh, my God.
But the best part about it is that because they were having this non-English speaking person in at the halftime show, the American right put on their own alternative halftime show.
Fantastic.
So there was Kid Rock there. There was probably yours and my favourite country act at the moment, which is Lee Bryce.
Is that right?
You know Lee.
Can't get enough Lee Bryce action.
And he's got a brand new song out called Country Nowadays. And he's just finding it tough to be country. Poor bugger. Like, he just really is finding it very difficult. Because all he wants to do is, like,
I just want to
catch a fish,
drive my truck,
drive a truck,
drink my beer.
drink a beer. How can you do that? It's impossible to do that these days with all these woke lefties around.
Oh, I hate them, yeah. I just want to wake up and shoot somebody.
Well, he does. He's got a gun. He wants a gun. He's got a gun. I just want to shoot my gun. I just want to grow my corn and feed my dogs, wear my boots, turn on the TV. And I'm thinking to myself, you can do that. I'm sure you can do that.
That's right. He wants to shoot a deer from a deer stand, whatever a deer stand is.
So poor old Lee is doing it really tough. He can't. He's finding it very, very difficult to be country these days because of all the transgender people. So hey, I mean, how
They're
are you
all
going
getting upset about all these transgender people, and if they don't want to insert relevant beep 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 there, then don't.
But
They don't want you either.
Hold on, mate.
Yeah.
How's Lee going to be able to drive his truck if there's a transgender bloke like
In the same suburb.
in the same suburb? Won't be able to drive his truck. How's he going to grow his corn?
And
'Cause I can
shoot
imagine-
the deer that are eating it.
I can imagine that Lee, as being a country singer, is going to be growing corn,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of corn,
Yeah.
and feeding his dog. He won't be able to feed his dog. He's going to die of starvation because of all the lefties. Poor bugger.
I feel for him.
And then in
It's
his
just such a reasoned, well thought out argument as well.
and then he goes on in the second verse, which is really touching. I just want to cut my grass, watch my game, say my prayers, not get a picture of a flag up in flames as people cheer. That's what he wants.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the same.
Brings a tear to your eye,
The
doesn't it?
same flag. Yeah, the same one my granddaddy fought for being stepped on like it's trash. And I'm a downright hateful monster if I back the blue and badge. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. I think he's got something about the police, and that's probably got something to do with him driving his truck.
I think it's the dog.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Oh, no, it's the corn. He's having trouble feeding his corn to his dog. I think he's growing the corn so he can feed it. We should tell him dogs are carnivores. They don't
Dogs
eat corn.
don't eat corn.
They don't eat corn. Anyway, so poor old Lee, I really felt for the poor bugger.
Yeah.
I really did.
We try to be a sympathetic show, and we don't put it on anybody, and we try and enjoy life as it was.
The thing that was really great is that just recently I spoke about RFK Jr., but him and Kid Rock were working out in a sauna together.
Working out in the sauna. I don't even want to hear any more of this.
So they've put this ad. I don't know what it was. It was just they put this clip out. So Kid Rock, they're in a sauna. Kid Rock's on an exercise bike. RFK Jr.'s doing push-ups in the background in his jeans and no shirt. And then the clip flips to RFK Jr. getting into an ice-cold bath with his jeans on. And then finally finishes off with them in a spa, like a big pool spa sort of thing. The pair of them drinking a glass of milk.
Glass of milk.
Glass of milk.
It's not yogurt.
Oh, well, I imagine it's a bit off. Ferments it. Because he only does ferments.
Wow.
And I think this is America. This is the America I want to be in. If I could get there ASAP, I would, because that's just what I want to do.
I don't think you'll be able to, because the airlines won't be able to afford airplane fuel.
Oh, no, that's right.
Yeah.
No, it'll be a bit tricky, won't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so let's move on from RFK Jr. He certainly set the world alight there with his ferments and his exercise. 1,001 albums you must hear before you die, Robert Dimery.
At least some things are constant in this life, constant in quality. Thanks, Bob.
I've gone to page 330. Artist 10cc, album Sheet Music from 1974. Producer 10cc. Our favourite cover art by Hipgnosis. Running time 37 minutes. Didn't really set the charts alight, but it was number 87 for 4 weeks in Australia. And recorded basically in their own studio. So they were able to spend as long as they liked. They could do a bit of a Pink Floyd on it if they wanted to. Spend a year or so making it.
Isn't that a wonderful thing?
Because I can't remember which one it was, Godley or Creme, one of them, had actually made some money, so he built a studio. So they were able to do it there. Tell us what you think about this fine album by Mr. 10cc and the boys.
Mate, I love the album. I think it's really good. It's 10cc was huge in the 70s. Very talented musicians, 4 very talented guys who, by the definition that we talked about in our recent episode about supergroups, could well have been a supergroup themselves.
Indeed.
I think, because they were all quite successful in the 60s. Each member was a seasoned veteran in what they did. Graeme Gouldman, who was the one who came into some money through an inheritance, he was a songwriter. In fact, he wrote a string of major hits in the 60s. For Your Love by the Yardbirds. Now that's striking home, isn't it? Yeah.
For Your Love.
Let's not sing the rest of it because I don't know.
For Your Love.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, it's good. And Bus Stop by the
Bus stop, she day. I don't know.
You're a lyrics guy, aren't you?
I love lyrics. Just I don't know them.
Bus Stop,
but I
wet
think
day, she's there waiting.
I know all I know is they're really good to help make a song sound good.
That's right. Thank you, Ian Gillan. Eric Stewart was a singer and the guitarist for a band called Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders, who were a moderate success in the US. And they sang the song A Groovy Kind of Love. We got a groovy kind of love.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So, and he, sorry, I've told a deliberate lie about Graeme Gouldman. I've got him confused with somebody else. Eric Stewart used his royalties, and it must have been a huge hit for Groovy Kind of Love, to stump up for Strawberry Studios.
That's what I said to you before. You changed it, and I said it made some money in this from something or other. Anyway.
Sorry, it was the detail that you put out that confused me.
There was a lot of detail there, wasn't there?
Yeah. Lol Creme and Graeme Godley were art school people, naturally. Everybody's in art schools. It seems like the entire UK rock music field all went to art school between 1970 and 1980.
No, they're all lefties, bloody transgendering and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. They couldn't even drive their trucks down to the bloody bottle shop because of all the transgenders.
And
it's unbelievable.
I'll tell you now, that whole lot has never grown a fucking cob of corn in their life. That's what I'm telling you.
I think you're right. I think we'll change it to Mick and the Fat Man talk country music.
Talk corn.
Shouldn't be hard. We'll just cut out half of our brain and we'll be fine.
And I demand genetically modified corn as well.
I think so.
Only the best will do.
Yeah. Make them all male. So, yeah, look, they were a very... there's nowhere to go after that, yeah. So thanks, Jeff. You led us up a little cul-de-sac and then decided to turn the engine off.
Always glad to help.
Yeah, thanks, mate. So... Supergroup, 10cc, very, very talented, and they loved playing in the studio. I think the reference to Pink Floyd is very good, very appropriate, because just like Pink Floyd, who sort of, well, what does this button do? they used to do exactly the same thing. Modified the instruments, modified voices. They would write songs that had a slightly different time signature, slightly different way of heading from the verse to the chorus, and so on. And I think that this album is a really good example. It's their second album, so they started out, and it was a good album, but this album is very, 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 very worthy of the 70s art rock badge.
And there's some weird songs on there, like the one. It's about a bomb or something. Some person's going to set a bomb off on a plane or something like that.
Well, it's actually two computers having a love tryst
From the 70s.
Yeah, really weird.
What computers were in
not
the
computers
70s?
sort of thing, but
Mechanical thing.
mechanical machines. Yes, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
That's
that.
what it. Yeah, and that sort of illustrates the weird way they had of thinking. Yeah.
Also, that they're pretty forward thinking.
Forward thinking. You're
thinking.
absolutely right. These days, computers could have a love affair and you wouldn't even know about it until you wake up one morning and bang, you're transgender.
Well,
Everybody is.
People have got their hand on their willy with their AI companion, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
Hey, they give them a name. Hey, Sarah, what are we doing this morning? Oh, you're going to bloody wank yourself. That's what you're going to do.
Wasn't that a movie with Scarlett Johansson?
That's your AI telling you that.
It's not. It was called She. Scarlett Johansson
that's
was
right.
a semi
That's right.
autonomous intelligent computer.
That's right, because if you remember...
And if you're going to fall in love with a computer, I mean, I can think of worse ways to go.
Maybe she was going to sue ChatGPT for stealing her voice from
yeah.
the thing. And I think they just changed it because she was going to charge them millions of dollars for it. Fair enough too.
Fair enough too, I think so, yeah. This album is a good stepping stone to their next album, which was absolutely monstrous. It was a huge hit, the original soundtrack, with songs like One Night in Paris and I'm Not in Love.
I'm not.
Yeah, no. Not with 10cc anymore, anyway. But they were very intelligent, the four guys, and they all wrote songs together and switched around. So a bit of do-si-do and let's change partners. So every one of the songs on the album is written by a different combination of the four to try and get that different creative aspect.
Yeah, very inventive band.
Very inventive lyrics. Now, I know that comes as a surprise to you that the song actually has lyrics.
Well, the fact that I actually read some is pretty amazing.
I'm impressed.
That read the one about the click-clocky, the tick-tocky thing, the click-click thing, whatever it was called.
I think they've done their job if they've got you to read any lyrics at all.
Yeah, I did good.
And some of the wordplay. There's one song, Sacroiliac, where he says, "Sorry to annoy you with my paranoia." It sounds more like a rap song than a song, doesn't it?
Anybody that can get the word sacroiliac into a song is good in my book.
Absolutely. And it's talking about a Hollywood starlet in the song "Somewhere in Hollywood." It's called. The lyrics go, "Her beauty looks out like a trailer. Norman Mailer wants to nail her." I thought there's an interesting little triplet.
That is a great line.
And of course, you could listen to the hit single off the album, which was "Do the Wall Street Shuffle" and "Hear Your Money Rustle."
It's quite good.
And for you, there's even a McCartney influence, Jeffrey.
Oh, mate, I'm more interested in the They Might Be Giants influence.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably the other way around, isn't it? They influence They Might Be Giants.
That's what I meant.
Yes, exactly right. But this is the way they wrote the songs. McCartney was pervasive, from the end of the 60s, through as the Beatles split up. He became more and more controlling in the Beatles, as you know, and his influence really worked a solid aspect, a solid percentage of the music through the 70s. A more poppy style.
Yep.
But certainly very musical. They even used his piano. He was in the next studio at Strawberry Studios. Is a complex, and he was working on his brother's album, Mike McGear. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, true. McCartney's brother's career didn't take off to the same degree that Paul's did. But
he wasn't in a band called the Moths or something.
He was, and it's too derivative came the criticism. So they used his piano. He's in the next studio. Paul, can we borrow your piano? Oh, no worries. There you go.
Was it Paul's piano or was it the studio's piano?
No, it's Paul's piano.
He bought his piano with
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and actually you can hear it on some of the songs, very pervasive, and you think, well, I can hear that sort of sound on much of McCartney's 70s work.
Wow.
The song that I mentioned before, Somewhere in Hollywood, it's got an outro, a piano outro, and gee, it sounds like McCartney. It's not him playing, it's them playing, but the piano itself.
That's amazing.
Yeah, well, there you go, eh?
That is amazing. Well, fantastic. Well, we thank you, Mr. and Mrs. 10cc. It was a great album and a great career. Are they still all alive? I don't even know whether.
They're still around. I mean, the band split up after original soundtrack, and Godley and Creme went off and became a
mega stars,
mega video makers.
Ah,
Yeah, because they were in that more visual arts type of field, and they made some great videos, award-winning video, that sort of thing. And Eric Stewart and Graeme Gouldman went off and carry on 10cc to this day. Obviously, it's not a day-to-day going concern, but they regularly dust off the touring boxes and
off they go.
They were recently in Australia.
Were they really?
Yeah. And they tried out all the hits. They haven't had any new hits more recently, but nonetheless.
No one wants to hear the new hits.
No
one wants to hear
no.
them.
I just want to hear stuff from the 70s. That's
Not
all
in Love.
there is.
So
yeah.
just play Not in Love.
Yeah.
Just play that over and over again. That's all I want to hear.
Yeah. It's just a silly phase I'm going through, but I want to hear it anyway.
Thank you very much, Mick. That is fantastic stuff. Shall we move on and let's have a little bit of a chat about that magnificent artist, Miss Linda Ronstadt.
Miss Linda Ronstadt.
Because she never got married.
She never did. Sadly for her, or maybe good for her.
No, I think she decided they're all men are pricks, basically.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, she had plenty of relationships, but she decided that she didn't really want to live with any of them for any length of time.
Good luck to her, because they were all after her money anyway.
That's right. Good on her. Tell me about her.
She was born in Arizona, of Mexican and German heritage. Now,
match made in heaven.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried that ICE is going to hear this podcast.
Jesus.
And go and evict her, deport her.
Didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So no, she wasn't.
She might be out.
She was born in Maine of English heritage. She came over on the Mayfair.
Yes.
No, she was brought up in a musical house. There was always music playing in the house.
Yep.
Folk music, country music, bluegrass, Mexican, show tunes. Her mother loved show tunes.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, things like Broadway musicals. She loved Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday. So she had a very broad grounding in music. And a whole lot of stuff that you really wouldn't necessarily put in the same box. Yeah, and that accounts for her style. Everyone these days says, "Oh, Linda Ronstadt. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah," and
a cute singer,
But you think what was before Linda Ronstadt? There was nothing like Linda Ronstadt, and that voice that would peel paint off the side of a barn. It was
brilliant
unbelievable.
Voice, a magnificent range. She even used to sing a little bit of operetta.
Well, at one stage she did indeed. She certainly turned her talents to more than just that rock oeuvre. So in the mid-'60s, she went to California and formed a band called the Stone Poneys. That was a folk rock trio with a couple of guys that she was brought up with. They had a hit with, believe it or not, Different Drum. As in, you and I dancing to the beat of a different drum.
Is that their song?
Mike Nesmith.
Good old Mike.
From the Monkees.
Love Mike.
Yeah. So he actually wrote that before he joined the Monkees. So he was the only one with the genuine musical heritage.
That's
Peter Tork had a bit of folky in him, but Mike Nesmith was the only one who was gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
So back in
Mickey
the day,
Dolenz though wasn't he in Rin Tin Tin? No, Circus Boy.
Circus Boy, yeah, man.
Circus
We've had
Boy.
this discussion before. He's a man with particular skills of riding elephants. I mean, gee whiz.
Yes. I mean, you knew nothing about being a rock star, but boy, could he do a circus act.
Oh, and when he started bringing elephants on stage for the Monkees, I think that was the end of the band.
Bit tricky. I think Davy Jones was not happy.
No, because he was a little bloke.
He was small. Once an elephant's on there,
he didn't want to get stomped by an elephant. No, hate that.
They could stick him up an elephant's arse and he wouldn't even know. Sorry, Linda Ronstadt you're talking about.
In the late 60s, the hippie era in the US, and she'd take to the stage looking like a hippie, because as we've mentioned, she was quite a beautiful girl. She'd come on stage in bare feet and a miniskirt, and it didn't hurt her prospects at all that she'd been blessed with good genes.
She hasn't.
So after a year or so in California, the band split, and her label said, "Okay, Linda, away you go solo." So they fully encouraged her to do so. That means they didn't have to deal with another two blokes. They just dealt with her.
Yep.
She played a lot. She actually did work hard. It wasn't a case of, one day she's a waitress, next day she's a million-selling artist, because producer discovered her in a cafe. No, she worked really, really hard, touring all the time, toured with some of the big-name artists of the time. And one of her backing bands, in fact, featured guys named Don Henley, Glenn Fry, Bernie Leadon and Randy Meisner. I think you referred to them earlier. They became known collectively as the Eagles, and they were her backing band.
And they, Henley and Fry sort of said, I think we've got a bit of a thing happening here. And she actively encouraged them and said, here, go and talk to this person and do that and do this and do that. And realistically was probably well, I mean, they were naturally talented, of course, but it really got them started into the music industry because of her. Well,
and I think you've hit something on the head there that is really important in an industry that's laden with ego. And in fact, the way the Eagles went later, they're not exactly the best of friends at the moment, the ones that are still alive.
No.
But she was actually a genuinely nice person who was keen. Once she was your friend, she was really going to help you and get you started on the road to whatever you wanted to do. And that's lovely. That's really nice to hear that.
Yeah, no, she's a ripper.
Mid-70s, she worked with artists such as Jackson Browne and Waddy Wachtel.
Oh, yeah.
And you might recognise those names.
I do know Waddy.
From some of Warren Zevon's early
Mr.
albums.
Zevon.
Yes. And I would think that those two are the source of her exposure to Warren Zevon. Because
Makes sense.
We'll talk in a moment about some of the work that she did with Warren later in the 70s, and he was an up and coming songwriter in the 70s.
Right.
Yeah,
indeed.
It's really hard in the 70s. I think you mentioned the word misogynist before.
Full on.
Hard time for a young woman to make it as a solo artist. And she wasn't big either. She wasn't sort of a bigger, taller woman. She was quite diminutive, very petite looking. And the whole industry was fairly sexist and misogynist, from the labels through to the artists, through to the audience, really.
And you think about it, like she is beautiful, young, a hit maker, and a magnificent voice, and
perfect for everyone to hate.
Absolutely, and all these blokes are just hating on it. This is a long list of male artists who put her down.
And well, clearly, let the record show, Your Honour, that it's a waste of time.
That's
Look,
right.
Interestingly, it was harder for a girl singer. This is something I'd never thought of until I read it. It was harder for a girl singer, and it's in her words, to put a band together than it was for a guy to put a band together, because musicians, they've all got bloody egos the size of Texas, and they had trouble with being labelled sidemen for a female singer.
Yeah. Yeah,
I thought,
I can
get
imagine.
a grip, boys.
I can imagine. Yeah. I can imagine.
So her career was growing through the 70s, and she was working a lot and touring, as I said, with people such as Neil Young, who you mentioned bagged her later, which it wasn't...
She wasn't edgy enough for a protest concert. They were doing a protest, benefit protest concert, and as far as he was concerned, she wasn't edgy enough for that.
Well,
the fact that she was doing it for nothing didn't seem to matter.
Yeah, maybe she didn't take as many drugs as you, Neil. Which is also, just as an aside, is another thing that she's renowned for. In the 70s and 80s, when if you didn't sort of take half a Peru before you went on stage, there was something wrong with you. She was Miss Clean, not in a goody way, but because she just didn't want to.
Yeah, I heard her interviewed. She was talking about saying she took everything, basic except for injectables, but she never really liked them that much. She said cocaine made my nose bleed, so didn't do that, and didn't really like the feeling of all the other stuff. So she was a bit of a straight-lace.
Yeah, it's interesting. Her style. I mentioned earlier that she was brought up in a house with lots of different styles of music playing, but she was criticised for that. These days, if an artist takes a whole lot of styles and melds them together, they're labelled as groundbreaking. She was too gentle for rock, as you just mentioned, Neil Young, not edgy enough, too pop for folk, and too all over the place for pop.
Yeah, that's right.
But country fans embraced her. So, and I think country these days in America is all a bit straight up and down, drive my truck, shoot my deer, eat my corn type of thing. But back then it was really epitomised the way California was going. That California sound, alt country, Neil Young, J.D. Souther, the Eagles, and so on and so on. As a
much broader church, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Back
a
in those
huge
days.
broad church. I like that expression.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Yeah, I read it in a book.
There was a beatnik performer by the name of Judy Henske in LA around the time that Linda was coming up. She was quite a local success, and she gave Linda some advice. She said, "Honey, in this town, LA that is, there's 4 sexes: men, women, homosexuals, and girl singers." Which basically means they're going to treat you differently anyway.
That is
so
great.
be yourself.
That is great.
Yeah, and Linda took that to heart, and she became a huge success through the late 70s. Her 1975 album, Heart Like a Wheel, that was her breakthrough. And speaking of names, great names that keep cropping up in her career in every aspect, Anna McGarrigle wrote the song "When Will I Be Loved." I've been cheated. Yeah, of Kate and Anna McGarrigle fame.
Yeah.
Her style combined all of her influences, and like I said, with a voice that could just tear paint off the side of a barn. It was just brilliant. Enormous energy. She could just keep on going, and all the different types of styles that she played with. The range, it's testament. She did covers of 60 hits. She did Blue Bayou by Roy Orbison, as well as she would do That'll Be the Day and some of her other more rocky stuff. She did Everly Brothers songs, Buddy Holly songs, along with a range of new songwriters' materials. So she was picking up her own original stuff as well as doing stuff that people knew. But she did the songs the way they'd been written without trying some strange interpretation. So, those 60s and early 70s songs by already established artists, she just took them, gave them a good shaking, and had hits with them.
Yep.
Now, you might remember there was a band way back then called Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show, with Ray Sawyer, the fellow with the patch, the eye patch, and they had a hit single called "On the Cover of the Rolling Stone."
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. "Wanna see my picture on the cover? Wanna buy 5 copies for my mother?" Linda appeared on the cover of Rolling Stone in a shoot by Annie Liebovitz.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And Annie Liebovitz was one of the most groundbreaking music and culture photographers of the 20th century. She don't know her? I'll put a link in the show notes
Yeah, no, she's a ripper.
for some of her work. Anybody who was anybody in the 70s, 80s, 90s, Annie Liebovitz did a shoot-off. John Lennon.
A great photo.
A great photo, absolutely. That one with Yoko on a side. And that's just about one that the rest escape me right at the moment, but there'll be a link with lots of them.
Did she do the one with them in bed together on their
Yes,
bed?
yeah. If you have a shoot with Annie Liebovitz, back then, you've made it. Because her charge, even then, was $40,000 a day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, a magazine like Rolling Stone is not going to waste that sort of money on a nobody.
Yeah.
So she really made it. Her next album, after Heart Like a Wheel, was Hasten Down the Wind, which any good listener to this program will know that, hell, that's another Warren Zevon song.
Zevon.
Yeah. But he wasn't a success then. He was merely another up-and-coming songwriter in Los Angeles trying to hustle for a buck.
Yep.
She took some of his songs and really made something with them.
Made hits.
Absolutely. So Hasten Down the Wind is a lovely song. I won't bother with the lyrics, but it's beautiful lyrics anyway. In 77, Simple Dreams. With that lovely photograph of her in a nice lace dressing gown, looking
Beautiful.
into a mirror.
Yes.
Absolutely stunning. Beautiful photograph by any criteria. It was huge, that album. 9 weeks at number 2 behind Rumours. and then another 5 weeks at number one after it knocked it off. So let's go for the double here. Sales of 3.5 million in the US alone,
Jesus.
and it got a 5-star critical reception. Even the buffheads who are critical of everything, who totally misunderstood the term critic, and really gave her a terrific rating. It was chock full of hits, and it's still heard on the radio today.
Absolutely.
Because they're so good. Blue Bayou, It's So Easy, and wait a minute, another Warren Zevon song.
What?
Yeah, poor pitiful me.
Great.
Yeah, which he took later and made a hit for himself, but she took it and made it a huge hit and
Jeez,
lots of money. Thank you very much, and he got all the songwriting royalties, which was a nice little fill-up to his career, which he then drank.
I was going to say, kept him in bourbon.
Absolutely, yeah. And she did Carmelita, which was, again, an early Zevon song about a poor heroin addict, sitting on the edge of town, a reject from society. I reckon that her version of it is even better than Warren Zevon's. For me to say that is really, really something special.
Well, remember didn't they sanitise the actual single? I think they did.
So, yes.
But
yes,
the actual album one, she's got the right words. She's got the proper words in it.
Yeah, and I think the line that would have upset the radio, of course, was "I'm all strung out on heroin on the far side of town."
Yeah, which I'm all strung out on. I can't remember what they use, but I'm pretty sure on the album it says heroin, but on the single it says something different.
Yeah. Well, they do that. Yeah. Every band, even Pink Floyd, has been edited for that sort of thing. I know this episode is about Linda Ronstadt, and look, but we always go on about Warren Zevon, funnily enough. But look, it's arguable that her use of his songs was the single greatest kick-along for his career, and I think it was. It really exposed him clearly, to millions and millions of people, and exposed him to the industry as a songwriter, a formidable songwriter who was good to play with, and through his career, he got lots and lots of people who we regard as gods to play with him and say nice things about him, and appear on his posthumous tribute album. So,
but interestingly, I was just I was looking at all the people who dissed her. Basically, was cruel to her as she was going up through the business, and probably number one in her early career was Mr. Jim Morrison, who was all strung out on alcohol,
amongst other things,
and an erratic fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
who dissed her. Another Elvis Costello.
Is that right?
Yes,
I haven't heard that.
Yes, he got stuck into her because she was playing. He was at somewhere where she was playing and thought it was, and he called her stuff sheer torture and dreadful. There was
he'd know.
Oh, that's right. Paul Simon. They were pulled together into the studio to make probably what would have been one of the greatest. Would have been a single probably as a duo, because he was big, she was big, and he basically wanted to be the prick who was running everything, and she said, "Oh, no, let's do this, let's do that," and he said, "No, we're doing it my way or the highway," and so she took the highway and left the session halfway through.
Good on her. Good.
And
on her. He was renowned for that.
And the music never appeared. The tapes were dissed and lost or whatever.
Yeah.
Never appeared. Don Henley, in fact, was a prick to her as well.
Is that right?
Apparently.
Wow.
So there's a long list, and basically, in general, she never said anything nasty about them. She just said...
She was never known for that, never the zinger quote.
No, and just sort of said, no, all right, bye-bye, and disappeared into the ether. Yeah, so all these... a lot of the people were just, wankers. But
she just quietly went off and cashed her royalty checks.
That's it.
By the end of the 70s, she'd sold tens of millions of records, worth around about $300 million. In 1978 alone, she made $12 million in the US. Alone in the US, not to mention Europe, Australia, where she was huge, and touring revenue.
And she didn't stick it up her nose or put it in her veins or drink it away.
So she's still got it, or well invested, or given to worthy causes, which she was also renowned
yes,
for.
that's right, she did.
So, $12 million in the US in 1978 is equivalent to about 60 million today.
Yep.
Yeah. Not bad money if you can get it.
Not bad money.
So, huge success, bathing in money. She got bored with it. She thought she got bored with stadium shows, which is what you have to do. You've got to play to 60 or 100,000 people because that's how many people want to see your shows. So, but she got bored with it. She claimed that stadium shows were too impersonal. They didn't allow her to make any sort of connections with her audience.
That's only because it's true.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Well, people come, they smoke dope and drink beer at the expense of quality of the performance, says Linda. So she started developing an interest in some of the other stuff she'd been brought up with and was equally successful in those. She actually appeared in a Broadway musical. Pirates of Penzance, the Gilbert and Sullivan.
God, really?
Yeah.
Puffy.
A lot of fun, great songs.
Puffy shirts.
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't want to dress like Adamant?
Everybody does.
Stand and deliver. Yeah. So she did Pirates of Penzance and La Boheme.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and appeared in not just Pirates of Penzance, but appeared in and enjoyed. Did them for the enjoyment, not the money.
Oh, good on her.
of stage shows like that. She moved towards. We've probably talked before about the Great American Songbook, which is a bunch of standards from the 40s, 50s, and early 60s. And it's a collective name for those songs. There's no specific book, but it's a grouping of songs that people go in that songs go in and out of. So she teamed up with conductor Nelson Riddle, and I think we mentioned him recently, who was paired with Frank Sinatra and made him one of the single greatest male artists of the 20th century.
Yep.
And with Nelson Riddle, he was identified with Frank Sinatra, who was the generation before.
Yep.
So it exposed him to a newer generation, and broaden her generational appeal as well. So, okay, it's a win-win situation here. Later, towards the end of the 80s, she began to explore her Mexican heritage, and you mentioned that she'd done a Latina-style album later on. We'd probably know it best as mariachi music, but, mariachi music with Linda Ronstadt's voice, that sounds fantastic to me.
I was actually listening to some of it yesterday. Holy cow. It's awesome. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely sounds, but with that voice, holy cow, it is intense. It's amazing. Really, really good.
Yeah. And the name of the album was Canciones de mi Padre, Songs of My Father.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so she harked back to that heritage as well. It sold over 2 million copies, which is not too bad for a Mexican record.
Not too bad for a foreign language record.
Absolutely.
I mean, imagine putting a foreign language record out today.
You'd be arrested.
You'd be Bad Bunny.
Well, it's only a matter of time, isn't it? And she toured it. And fantastic tour, critical acclaim, people saying, wow, it's just fantastic. She did have a bit of a problem, as did a lot of artists in the 80s, a bit of a South Africa problem.
Oh.
Right now with apartheid and so on.
She didn't go there, did she?
Yeah. She got paid $500K to appear at Sun City.
Sun City, yeah.
South Africa's little enclave that they created to try and break sanctions because artists weren't allowed to go there and so on. I don't know the right or wrong of that, but she believed that going there and opening up discussion and talking with people was better than isolating them.
Yeah, and I
don't know.
I kind of get a little bit annoyed that other people bear the brunt of Wanker's decision. So, a party, a government makes a decision and everybody else has to suffer because of that, even though you don't believe in it. I don't know. There's arguments both ways, but anyway.
Exactly. Well, I think the criticism was a bit unfair. As all of the local artists that she worked with, she did what you mentioned that she'd done with the people she worked with in LA. She did in South Africa, and they all praised her openness, her willingness to help them. She opened doors for some of them in America.
Yeah.
And that's not really supporting apartheid.
No,
I don't think so at all. So again, it's illustrative of her great nature. And
It's like doing a concert tour of Israel nowadays, isn't it? Same thing.
well, you'd probably get blown up, wouldn't you?
Probably, yeah. Bit
so
tricky.
you wouldn't do it. Yeah.
Bit tricky.
Later on, she became every child's. I won't say fantasy, but dream singer. She did the theme song for Spielberg's cartoon American Tail.
Did she?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Somewhere out there.
Oh,
She
there
teamed
you go.
with James Inger. Somewhere out. It sounded a hell of a lot better than that.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
And she's got the rather dubious credit of that song was huge. It was a multi-million seller, and it was one of the last singles, the last 45s, physical 45
Oh, is that
to go
right?
gold.
Oh, my God. That's interesting.
Yeah. And again, she later teamed up with Aaron Neville to do a cover of Bette Midler's 1970s hit, All I Need to Know. And that was huge.
She also did the another big thing that was in her thing was she did the album Trio with
Oh, yes.
Dolly Parton and Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt.
What a pack of stars there.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Apparently it was a little bit of a tense thing because Dolly's a little bit of a control freak as well, so you can imagine. But they did Trio 2 as well, so they did 2 albums.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that you're right. Dolly's, she knows what she wants and when she wants it, but she's also nice about it. Unlike Paul Simon.
That's right. She's written you a new one. She's smiling.
Yeah, that's right, and she would. In 2025, Linda Ronstadt was diagnosed with progressive supranuclear palsy, which is a neurological disorder, similar to Parkinson's.
But the thing was, she thought she had Parkinson's for years before she actually got the proper diagnosis. And
Isn't that funny?
She'd given up singing because it affects your vocal cords. And so she'd actually stopped singing because she couldn't get her notes anymore. Basically was being treated for Parkinson's for, I don't know, quite a few years before that proper diagnosis came through.
You wonder if they'd caught it earlier, if it might have helped. I don't think so with diseases
it sounds
like that.
degenerative.
Yeah,
whether you like it or not.
I mean, Parkinson's is pretty awful. Just ask Michael J. Fox.
Well, that's right. I don't think I'd fancy it.
No, not at all.
Not on top of all my other problems.
And that's a whole different episode, folks. Linda Ronstadt, groundbreaking female singer. She wrote her own rules. You can still hear her any day of the week on the radio.
Yeah, you will, and you will.
And you'll enjoy it, right? Some people may interpret that, from me in particular, as a backhanded compliment, but it's not. It's not. No.
She is an absolute corker.
Yeah, she
and
is.
realistically, when you think about it, she was like really in your face in our youth growing up. She was there everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
She really was.
Yeah.
And I never actually dissed her at all. There were so many people I would have thought, a fuckwit, but I never said that.
People are so familiar with her work today because she worked so hard to get it accepted. There was nothing to compare her work to, as I said right at the start. The fact that she's so well known today is her legacy, not some byproduct of Greatest Hits Radio.
No.
And that's all we need to say about Linda, I think. Good on you.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will say thank you, Mick, thank you, Linda, and we will see you next time.
Well, folks, that's a wrap. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you're enjoying this, tell your friends about it.